Hi guys, welcome back to a new video. Today's video is all about how to prep for architectural school. Now this video will be especially helpful if you are starting architecture in a few months and you would just like to be prepared. Maybe you're already studying architecture and you want the next year to be extremely productive and you want to know how you can improve in your studies. And let's just get started. I talk about research in a lot of my videos because I think it's an important skill that you should have. The first thing that you should research is the universities, especially things like the course, the assignments, and the campus, because once you do start architecture, it's a really fast-paced course, and knowing the assignments ahead of time will help you just prepare and do some research. Say there was an assignment on sustainability, you could do a bit of research into that. Another thing that you should research is just famous architects in general, just Pritzker award-winning architects. When I was in university, it was my first day. The lecturer, he made a presentation just about the course and he showed a picture of this building. So comment down below, what do you know about this building? So he was asking about the name of the architect, the name of the building, where it was built, and I was the only one that knew the answer. And that gave the lecturer such a good first impressions about me and showed him that I am eager to learn. So you should do that and hopefully you can make some great first impressions as well. Another thing that you could research is just architecture in general and the history of architecture. You can find all of these informations through books or any documentaries that might not be too boring on YouTube. Now, if you haven't even looked at architectural softwares before, any drawing softwares or rendering, I don't want you to feel overwhelmed when you're looking online, because if you do look, you're gonna find so many programs and it might be really difficult to figure out which ones you want to use. So the best bet is to choose 3 programs. One is a drawing software, so either AutoCAD or Revit. I personally am using Revit right now, but I did start with AutoCAD and it was really easy to use. Then it's a rendering software, which is Photoshop. I also encourage you to learn InDesign. It's not a rendering software, it's just there to help you lay out your presentations and make them cohesive with text and styles. And the best thing is, because all of them are within the Adobe Suite Creative Cloud, once you learn one software, the rest will become really easy or at least 50% familiar. The third type of software is any 3D modeling software. So if you are using, for example, Revit, so you can also draw as well as 3D model at the same time. But if you chose something else, for example, you need to have some type of 3D software. I personally used SketchUp when I was starting out because it was really easy and beginner friendly, but I do know that some people prefer to use other softwares. I've heard Rhino and ArchiCAD are also beginner friendly, but I've never used them myself. Develop your communication skills, and that's verbally as well as visually. So for verbally, try to present in front of friends and family. Try to get them engaged. Try to tell them your cool business idea. Learn the language. Just a few words just to get you started. The most common words, like for example, plans, elevations, sections, things like that are just related to art, design, and architecture in general. When you are developing your communication skills visually, the best thing that you could do is just literally edit images. You can ask your friends and families for any images and you can just start editing, increasing the brightness, trying to use some clipping masks, understanding curves, understanding Photoshop tools. The most important thing is that you get your hands used to the lines and the drawing mediums associated with architecture. Keeping a sketchbook is really important, especially when you're starting out, because you can just practice different perspectives, different views. You could take a table, for example, and practice drawing it from different views. Try to draw it to scale. Maybe measure things around your room. You don't have to draw hyper-realistic drawings to be an architect. As long as you draw, let's say, a pencil and it looks like a pencil, I can read it, I understand that it's a pencil, then you'll be good to go. Now I know that this might seem completely unrealistic with the times that we live in, but maybe you live in a country where the situation is easing a little bit and you can travel. And travel doesn't always have to be this international and really expensive adventure. It could just literally be to a local building that has just opened up, or maybe a gallery that you've never seen before, or a library space that you can go into. It's all about just getting you to explore buildings and how they work in real life, because when you actually need to design them, you kind of have a few ideas. The next tip that I think that you should do is make sure that your learning environment is the best space for you to be productive and for you to be positive and ready to get started. I can't begin to explain to you how bad I felt for the last 4 years because I didn't have a proper space to study. So really try to enhance the environment that you have at home, because yeah, if you go to university, you are going to study and work most of the time in the university, but with the situation right now, we don't know how long you're gonna be working from home, so it's really important that it's a really well designed. And that brings me on to my desk that I'm using. Thank you to the team at FlexiSpot for sending it to me, but it's not sponsored. And either way, I will always give you my honest review. I love this desk because it is so wide. I can add my laptop on it, I can work on it, I can use my sketchbook on it. This is also a standing desk and it has such a sleek and minimal design. Usually when I think about standing desk, I think about these big clunky desks, but this is really minimal and well designed, and I feel like it really fits the space that I'm in right now. Also a really high quality desk. I feel like the desktop is really heavy and durable, and also the legs are metal, so it feels really durable, really strong, and something that I will have for a long periods of time, so it's definitely an investment piece. And to be honest with you guys, when I first knew it was a standing desk, I wasn't sure that I was gonna actually use it as a standing desk, just because I'm a really lazy person and I would much rather just sit on a chair. But after spending so much time at home sitting on a chair, even the laziest of person, which is me, I now have transformed into a person who likes standing desks. And it's recommended that you stand for at least 15 to 30 minutes every hour or two. And the best part about this desk is that you can customize it to your height. There's also a touch screen here where you can select your standing position or your sitting position. There's also tons of accessories on the FlexiSpot for your desk. I personally got the casters, so then I can move the desk around my space if I need to. I will leave in the description box for you guys the link for the desk that I have so that you can check it out if you are interested. Now, I personally did not have the best mental health when I first started architecture, and honestly, I've been in architectural school for about 6 years now. And when I look back at my first year in architectural school and the way that I spoke to myself and just how I treated myself and how my self-worth was just attached to being creative, I just feel incredibly sorry and just guilty, because I didn't deserve any of the things that I used to say to myself. And trust me, if you are engaging with negative self-talk, you need to stop it, because you most definitely don't deserve it. The rule of thumb here is, if it's something that you're not willing to say to your best friend, then why would you say it to yourself? You should be your own cheerleader, your own best friend. You need to be able to motivate yourself, especially in architectural school when it's really difficult, you had a bad review, you need to be able to pick yourself up. And for whatever it's worth, I believe in you. If no one else does, I believe in you. And I think you are incredible, you're intelligent, you are super creative. And I mean that because I've seen your work multiple times in your emails and your messages to me, and you continue to inspire me. So I need you guys to inspire yourself the way that you guys have inspired me. And for those that are already in architectural school and you are maybe struggling, maybe you failed an assignment or you got a really bad grade on something, and I just want you to know that it's okay, because I mean, everyone has a few bad projects. If you watched my worst architectural project, I was just watching it the other day and it's extremely embarrassing, but it's there to show you that everyone starts from someplace. And don't worry if most of your projects are terrible, it's fine. You're gonna do at least 50 sketches, 50 models before you can actually get something that you're happy with. I've been in architectural school for 6 years, just a tiny bit more proud of the things that I do now than I did before. And it all takes time and it takes experience, so I don't want you to be so hard on yourself, and I don't want this video at all to overwhelm you and make you feel like you have a list of things that you need to do and you need to do everything I just spoke about. This is just the ideal situation. If you can do it, you can. If you don't, it's okay. You are allowed to enjoy your summer, you're allowed to take a break. And if you're not prepared, that's fine. If you don't take anything from today's video, that's also fine. But I really do encourage you to at least do 1 or 2 things of this list. And don't worry if nothing is perfect, that's okay. That's the whole point of going into architectural school, to learn and develop your skill. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and you thought it was helpful. I wish you all of the best in your architectural school journeys, and let me know how you get on. I'm Cesar Chirinos, and I'll see you next time.